Welcome to Tots and Teens in Focus. I'm your host, Patricia Trim. Presenting to you the Guyana Folk Festival Sponsors Edition. As we know, Guyana Folk Festival is a rebirth from Guyana Cultural Association. Guyana Cultural Association was started and founded by Carol Baggett and organized by Patricia Trim. It all started at the John Blue Center, where we had our first flag raising in Brooklyn after visiting Sandy Hart of New Jersey and saw her flag raising in Jersey at the City Hall. I requested that we have a flag raising in Brooklyn, and so that is how Guyana Cultural Association became a birth and gave rebirth to Guyana Folk Festival. There is a lot of history with the Guyana Cultural Association, and our sponsors are as follow: Jason and Alex Martin, Delgatti Teas, Captain Roland Reese Fly Jamaica, Professor Ivla Griffith, PhD, Vice Chancellor and Principal of the University of Guyana, Lloyd Phillips, Anything Guyanese, the Guy Raj Folk Dance Group. We want to say thank you to all the sponsors and thank you for being a part of the Guyana Cultural Association. We as Guyanese, we are asking all Guyanese to support their item, their event, their business, and their travel industry. We all need it. Not forgetting No Har Singh from Travel Span. We are asking you to support Travel Span, our #1 traveling agency, directed by No Har Singh. So from Tots and Teens, sit back, relax, and enjoy the information of our sponsors. Get your teas, because we are Guyanese, and Guyanese we are.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am Claire Patterson Mona, a member of the Guyana Cultural Association of New York, and we are live in Brooklyn for the 15th annual Quest celebration. This is Folk Festival Weekend, a weekend of rich Guyanese culture, and here with me is our host, live from Guyana. Yes, we imported a host for this evening, none other than Desiree Edgell. Welcome, Desiree.
Thank you, Claire. It's really a pleasure to be here. I haven't been here in a little bit, so I'm looking forward to shaking my hips in a little while. But Claire, you have been involved with the GCA from its inception and been really a driving force along with Claire and Gorin. Tell us a little bit about the GCA, what they do, and then you tell us a little bit about this keke, about the history of this keke.
The Guyana Cultural Association of New York was formed really we were incorporated in 2001. So this is, of course, our 15th anniversary, and we also celebrate the 50th Jubilee of Guyana. And our purpose and vision is to promote, propagate, and preserve the rich Guyanese culture, both in the diaspora and at home. So we've been on this journey initially under Carol Baggett's presidency, then Malcolm Hall, and more recently Dr. Vibert Cambridge. And he has done tremendous work in terms of building programs. And of course, our cultural director and the recipient of this year's Lifetime Achievement Award, Claire Ann Goring. She is the heart and soul of Guyana Cultural Association. And this last year, we have a new initiative called the Guyana Arts and Cultural Center. So that is the really training ground for youth to learn about culture, music, arts, dance, you name it, we have it. So this is really a rebirth of Guyana's culture, and we are so, so happy to be a part of this renaissance. Thank you, Desiree.
You know, Claire, in Guyana, keke is not something that is that happens in the city a lot. When you hear keke, you think about out on the East Coast in the country. Even with the when they do the what's the thing, emancipation, what's that thing we celebrate in August?
Emancipation.
The July 3rd one. Even when they do that, there's not a lot of keke, like teaching it to the younger people. Tell us a little bit about how it is accepted here in the U.S.
So in the U.S., actually, Guyana Cultural Association has this annual event, and people come from all over the world to be a part of the keke. And we actually have a bride and groom. We first start by teaching them the songs and then the steps. And, you know, depending on where you're from, which region, it could be kick, stamp, stamp, or stamp, kick, kick. So we teach the steps, and this is really participatory. Keke ain't got a bad word either. So we sing songs, we engage people, and it's just a tremendous event. So thank you very much. Enjoy the keke.
You too. You have a great evening. So we're at the Guyana Folk Festival's Keke night. Tonight's going to be a lot of dancing, a lot of bad words. They say Keke don't have bad words. We're going to take some time to talk to some of the people who support the work that we do. And we're going to start with Alex. Alex, tell us your full name and tell us your designation.
Hi, my name is Alex Martin, and I work with Dalgety Teas USA. I'm one of the salespeople, and I do part of the marketing too.
Is this your first time at the Keke?
This particular one, yes, it is. I've been to a couple myself in the past. This is the first time at this particular one, for sure, absolutely.
So, Alex, I was reading, and I see you have teas for everything. I like the slim line. So tell us a little bit about the teas and what they're good for and why you recommend them.
So the teas were started about 30 years ago in the UK, actually, by our founder, Mark Dalgety. And he basically found that there was a demand in the market in the UK and the rest of Europe for herbal teas. And following that, he developed a line of, I think he started with about half this much, but he developed quickly into 15 lines that we have here. And they're unique because they're very strong, very flavorful, and they have, they're all inspired by flavors, roots, tea leaves from the Caribbean. So that's how we developed this line. And they're all quite powerful, and they give quite a kick. So
tell us, if someone wants to get the tea, where can they get them? Are they available in all the supermarkets? Where can they get them?
So right now, we're selling them right here. But right now, we're expanding it to different stores, into retail stores. But for now, you can order them online at www.dalgetyteasusa.com. So that's where you can order them from.
All right, thank you. I'm looking forward to having some before I leave this evening. And I hope you get some time out to step outside and do a little jig, be a part of our keke. Thank you so much, Alex. It was great talking with you.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Good evening to you and welcome to our keke. I'm going to ask you to just introduce yourselves, to say what your name is and the group that you belong to.
Namaste. My name is Ailushi Mistry, and our group is Mistry Garba Group. And I'll pass down to the next team member.
Hello, my name is Paulo Mistry and play the drums in the. I play the dole, which is an Indian drum, in the Mistry Garba group.
Hello, namaste. My name is Himanshu Mistry, and I'm one of the performers in the team.
Hi, my name is Rutvij Mistry. I am from the Mistry Garba group and the Mistry family, and I am also a performer and artist.
Is this your first folk festival? Yes. This is your first time?
Yes.
All right, so tell us a little bit about what you're going to be doing here this evening. This is something that we do every year where we've never had the Indian flavor, and so we're happy to have you this year. So, but tell us a little bit about what you're going to do at our Keke night tonight.
So we receive an invitation from Rose with the Guyana Culture Festival with the Kwekwe, and we are going to present as Lagan, that is a Gujarati marriage ceremony with this festival. So Lagan, that is marriage from Gujarat, that's a state in India, and that is what we are going to present here tonight.
Basically, it is how the procession of marriage comes, and there are certain activities, or like Kwek has certain kinds of activities happening, which is more fun. We have a similar kind of activity which happens when the processions of the groom comes in and the bride people come, and then that is how it's going to become more exciting. So it's going to be a surprise when everybody will be there.
So are you going to be using people, our people, to do this? Okay, so that they can be a part of it and get to understand it better. So you want to tell us a little bit more about what you have done in the past, a little more of your performances, if you have performed out of the USA, a little bit more of the group, how long it's been in existence and that kind of thing.
So we are all from India. We are all born in Gujarat state, and we are now here in Brooklyn and Queens. Myself, I am a classically trained in Bharatnatyam. That's a classical style from South India, and also a folk artist. I'm an arts educator working here with the public schools and teaching Indian culture, through the dance in the schools when I'm being invited. Besides that, also I am also bringing many rituals and ceremonies which are part of my culture and share it here with the community. So as an educator, I'm constantly trying to bring what is my roots and bringing it here, as I'm here in Beirut in America since many years. So I'll pass it down for each one to say it there. Okay.
Yes, hi. Actually, I have come from India. I'm visiting here, and this is my family. I'm also a performing artist, and I'm also a sculptor. So I'm a teacher. So I'm into a teaching profession, and I teach art and sculpture and pottery. And I do perform on my own with folk dances of Gujarat, as well as I am also classical classical dancer. So this is what we've been doing.
Hi, I'm a drummer. I play different kind of drums, specifically drums from India. I play dole, a little bit of dholak and mridangam. I also play American drums called drum set or trap set. And I always try to find opportunities to play with drummers from other cultures and kind of have that exchange of rhythmic culture, and that's how I keep myself fresh and alive and interesting.
Hi, so I guess we all belong from a family of architects, designers, artists, performing artists. So it's kind of in our blood, and I mean, I'm not a performing artist per se, but I love to dance, and that's why I'm here.
Well, thank you so much for gracing us with your presence, and we so look forward to see what you're going to present here tonight. I also hope you take some time out to learn the keke dance, so you can take something away from our keke this evening. Yes, thank you so much. Good evening to you, Professor. It is really a great pleasure to see you. I have seen you in the past, but I haven't been this close to you, so I guess tonight is my blessed night. So can you introduce yourself, say your name and your profession, and then tell us if this is your first kwekwe. If it is, tell us what you think about it, and if it isn't, then tell us about the past. And then I'm going to ask you about you, a little bit just.
Delighted to be here. I've Lloyd Griffith, 10th Vice Chancellor and Principal of University of Guyana. This is not my first kwekwe. It is not my second, not my third, not my fourth. As a matter of fact, the years I was in Georgia, I always came to New York for kwekwe. So I'm a kwekwe fan.
Okay. So tell us a little bit about your designation in Tell us a little bit about Guyana. You are a new professor. I know that for sure. Tell us a little bit about what is going on, how you find the place, and what are some of your plans for the university?
The University of Guyana is one of those much neglected for the past decades institution. And so when I took over almost 3 months ago, I realized that I had to embrace not only the government, I had to embrace the diaspora, I had to embrace the local community, both civic and business. And so the mission of my Vice-Chancellery is to rebuild that university. We've got to do it not only by way of fixing what's there now, and almost everything is broken, but we've got to look to the future to see what we must position ourselves to do. And that is why late October I'm bringing a team to establish a feasibility study for a business school. We are launching several distinguished lecture series to honor and uplift C.Y. Thomas, to honor and uplift Mary Newell Menee, Sister Menee, distinguished historian, and one of the greatest scientists produced by Guyana, Ulrich Neville Tots. Much celebrated across the world, not celebrated in Guyana. We are going to do that differently by having a distinguished lecture series in his name. We need to put Guyana's youth to recognize who the important icons in the sciences, in the social sciences, and other fields.
As you touch a little bit on youth, I'd like to hear your thoughts on the University of Guyana Student Society. What do you think about their role? What are they doing? Do you think they need assistance in moving that University Student Society forward?
Let me answer that question in a roundabout way. The reason I'm here this weekend is because I brought a team of 12 from Guyana to do fundraising and friend-raising for the weekend. A member of that team is the Vice President of the University of Guyana Student Society. We have got to enable the students, whether in sports or leadership in whatever club, to position themselves to be the leaders of the future. And so for me, UGSS is one of those underdeveloped enterprises that I, as Vice Chancellor, will pay attention to. So they're quite critical, and they're included in all that I do.
Great, I'm really glad to hear that. And lastly, I'd just like you to tell me what you think about the GCA Keke night. Its significance, its importance. What are your thoughts?
I want to start first with GCA. I've been involved with GCA for more than a decade and a half, almost 15 years it's been around. And it's a wonderful opportunity to retain our culture, but to educate as well. And over the years, I've been impressed with the things done in the summer up until Labor Day, not only to keep the culture alive, but to educate the young ones about it. And so for me, Kwekwe is also about celebrating culture and educating. So many Guyanese have never been to a Kwekwe, especially if you are from the city of Georgetown, or you're an Indo-Guyanese or Portuguese Guyanese. And so in my team, there are many cultures, and I'm sure that some of them I'll be experiencing Kwekwe for the first time. If it's the first or the third or the fifth, I always enjoy it.
Okay, well, I'm looking forward to do a little dance with you a little later.
Okay.
So thank you so much, Professor, and do enjoy the rest of the evening.
My name is Paul Ronald Rees. I'm the chairman and CEO of Fly Jamaica Airways.
Thank you very much. Everywhere I turn in Guyana, I can't hear my ear, Fly Jamaica. Most activities I hear Fly Jamaica supporting, and I really feel good about it because it's not Fly Guyana, but Fly Jamaica. And so a lot of people think that it's not a Guyana airline, but a Jamaican airline. Can you shed a little light on why it is Fly Jamaica, not Fly Guyana?
Okay, well, basically, as you know, I've been in aviation in Guyana for over 32 years. We started Wings Aviation in 1984. However, because Guyana was not rated by the FAA in Category 1, which makes you have the ability to fly to the United States, we had to set up the airline in Jamaica. In order to, when we got the funding, that is the only place in the Caribbean that we found suitable. The inspectors who used to inspect us in Guyana are transnational inspectors from Jamaica. They recommended, after Carl had bought out Air Jamaica, well, why don't you come to Jamaica and fill the void? So that is how we arrived in Jamaica and set up Fly Jamaica on the 7th of September 2011.
Okay, thank you very much. So tell us a little bit about your support for generally community activities, because a lot of times those are the people who need more support than others. So tell us a little bit, how did you start this whole support? Because I know that since you came in, you were doing sponsorship for activities. So tell us, how did you decide as an airline that this is what you're going to do?
Well, helping people is all part of my whole upbringing. If you don't help someone, I've received a lot of help right through my life, and I always like to pass it on to others, especially to the less fortunate. So anytime that there's a need and we can fill that void, we try to be a good corporate citizen and help the communities and various forms in terms of health visits. We have doctors who we support with rebated tickets from the States, come down to Guyana, and they help all the kids with the cleft lip, cleft palate. And we do a lot of other, community service work. But it's not something I like to talk about a lot or boast about, because I feel that it should come naturally to any company,
Well, it should, the operative word in that sentence is should, because it really doesn't come naturally for all companies. And you should boast about it. I mean, if you do good, good will follow you, and it's good to let people know that you're giving back. When you let people know you're giving back, then people will continue to support your organization. So tell us what you think about the GCA and the work that it's doing to keep culture alive in the diaspora.
I think it's a wonderful job. I think we need to probably go out there some more, get all the members of this organization to reach out to their friends, bring them in so that it will grow, That's the only way it will grow.
Is this your first? Okay. Is this your first keke?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so tell me what you think about keke.
I think it's a great thing. Well, I wouldn't say it's the first. I probably went to it a couple of times when I was very young in Berbice in Guyana, but haven't gone to one recently. But obviously it's a good get-together.
Okay, so I'm looking forward to having a little dance with you a little later. And thank you so much for all the support you give, not only in the U.S., but also in Guyana. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot, Desiree. Nice seeing you.
Nice seeing you too. Great seeing you.
Hi, my name is Lloyd Phillips, and I'm the founder of Anything Guyanese and the APNU AFC North American Support Group. The Anything Guyanese First Group is basically a group that's heavily involved in the community. We do a lot of charitable work, we do a lot of various community work, and we're also the co-collaborators of the Folk Festival and Family Fun Day. So we collaborate with the Guyanese Cultural Association of New York in order to make sure that we have a wonderful folk festival.
So tell us a little bit about what you think about the GCA's Keke Night. Keke is not something that people who live in the city in Guyana are really familiar with. Keke mostly happens up in the coast and that kind of thing. So to see Keke being played out here in the USA, tell us what you think about its significance, the importance, and why do you think it's something we should continue to do?
I think the importance of the Keke, it's basically to maintain the African culture among Afro-Guyanese, and also to highlight it among those that are not Afro-Guyanese. Similarly, other cultures have their own cultural aspects, and many of us that are Afro or of mixed ancestry, of which I am, we do support those cultures. And it's wonderful to see tonight that we have a nice cumulative group that's here to support an African type of culture. So the organization, the GCA organization, have been doing this for many years, and it's become the signature event after the Folk Festival Family Fun Day. It's the Keke has been garnering tremendous support last year, the previous years, and it's just growing as the years go by. The villages in Guyana, Victoria, Buxton, parts of Maikoni, parts of New Amsterdam, they celebrate the Keke, which some folks call Kwekwe, but they do celebrate it, and I think it's important here in the diaspora for the GCA to continue doing and highlighting the Keke.
Okay, thank you so much, and I also want to commend you for the Anything Guyanese group. There's so much information available on that page. I myself go there to find out things that I don't know, and also to say thanks for promoting the activities, the GCA, especially around this time. I see it's appearing regularly on your page. How are you able to keep your page clean? I just wanted to ask you that a little bit.
It's hard. It's the reason why we have 44 administrators. At every hour of the day, someone is on there monitoring, because as you know, there are lots of pornography, lots of vulgarity. And in order to maintain a family style page, which is very difficult in social media, we have to have a disciplined approach. And thankfully, we have wonderful administrators and they do a wonderful job. I'm not always on there, but the support structure is just fantastic.
Thank you so much. I hope you enjoy the cake, and I get a little dance with you a little later.
Absolutely, certainly. I look forward to that. Thank you.